April means auto racing on ESPN. Our award-winning coverage features 2 live Formula One thrillers from Portugal and Brazil. Nobody knows the NASCAR circuit better. Your #1 network for motorsports has 3 live April sizzlers revved up and ready to go. The total sports tradition continues at the NFL Draft, and television's most extensive golf lineup promises the Greater Greensboro Open and Nabisco Dinah Shore Invitational. April marks the top-ranked boxing 5th anniversary special, while Doug Flutie and the Generals headline more exclusive live USFL action. High-kicking, hard-hitting PKA karate is back, and there's more live Sunday night college baseball on deck. April serves up the WTA and WCT Atlanta Championships, the Doctor's debut on Sports Focus, plus Heartbreak Hill Heroics at the Boston Marathon live. For a month of fast-paced, non-stop excitement, April spells total sports here on ESPN.
There's never been a better taste. There's never been a better Coke. Introducing the greatest taste discovery in 100 years. Introducing the new taste of Coca-Cola. A taste that is Coke and everything a Coke means. A taste that's very familiar, yet totally new. A taste so good, so real, it couldn't be anything but a Coke. The great new taste of Coke. Watch for it, try it, and enjoy the best tasting Coke ever.
Get your first taste now at McDonald's. Look who's got the new taste of Coke. Big Mac has it waiting for you.
With 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
Coca-Cola is making its new debut. Get your first taste, ooh, what a kick. Put it together with a Big Mac. Yeah, Coke is in. It's a good time.
Get your first taste now
at McDonald's.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real thing. I'd like to teach the world in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. A dream, a Saturday night, a great new day. It's the Coke reaching new heights. Coke is just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it. I'd like to teach the world how you feel in perfect harmony. For real, it's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it.
Burger King breaks it to McDonald's. Gently.
We're so sorry, we're so sorry. McDonald's, McDonald's. We say mashed pizza stuffing out of Egg McMuffin. 221, 221. In a nationwide test, our flaky crust sandwich with golden eggs and melted cheese, sausage, bacon, or ham beat the stuffing out of Egg McMuffin for best taste. Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
Recently, an independent research firm ran a taste test between Coke and Pepsi, and the taste more people chose was the taste of Coca-Cola. Yes, more people all across the country, when comparing Coke to Pepsi, chose the taste of Coke as the better taste. Let's look at it this way. We gave America a choice, and more people said Coke is it.
It's a hit. It's a Coke. Coke is it.
Last year, Weight Watchers' new Quick Start program helped millions of people lose millions of pounds faster than ever before. This year, Weight Watchers has improved Quick Start with brand new menu plans that make losing weight much simpler. New, improved Quick Start. Now it's even easier.
Join Weight Watchers for half price, only $10 till May 4th. Save $10. Call today. We're in your phone book.
Looking for a job, Mom?
Very funny.
Well, I am. Well, what's it this week, Laura? Marine biology?
Why are we still hoping to be a star of stage and screen?
Come on, Mom. It's a tough choice.
Sure, it's tough, and you can be anything you want to be.
When you make a choice, what's right is what feels right. Diet Pepsi.
You know, there's one choice I'll never regret.
Politics?
Being a mother.
Diet Pepsi, the one-calorie choice of a new generation.
For centuries, this has been the only place on Earth to find the rare Alaskan king crab. But recently, people have discovered king crab right in their own neighborhoods. At Red Lobster, they order any entree, and for only $3.95, they catch half a pound of king crab legs. Experts predict supplies are limited. King crab legs, $3.95 with any entree. Catch them now at Red Lobster, or catch the next plane to...
Just for the fun of it, just for the run of it, the number one of it, Diet Coke. Just for the style of it, just for the oomph of it, the real cola taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the swing of it, just for the just for the cool of it, Diet Coke. Just for the look of it, the Coca-Cola. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Come on, come on, come on. Come on over to the right light, Del Monte Light.
Del Monte Light Fruit, the light fruit more people prefer. No artificial flavors or sweeteners, just great fruit taste.
Come on over to the right light,
For great fruit taste.
Del Monte Light.
What's the matter, Wilbur?
They changed my Coke.
Something wrong with it?
I know, they sure changed it.
Could have asked.
What coulda? I stuck with them through 3 wars and a couple of dust storms, but this is too much. Guess something big made them change.
Right big.
Right big.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Still could have asked.
Announcing the Kit Kat Cash Giveaway. Now you get more than a delicious chocolate snack when you buy a Kit Kat, because we're giving away $150,000 in cash prizes. Just look inside the Kit Kat wrapper, and you can win $50 instantly. Or a chance to win up to $25,000. See details on specially marked packages of Kit Kat. And remember, check the wrapper before you throw it away. Whoa, got it!
Just for the fun of it, just for the one of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the splash of it, just for the laugh of it, the real cola taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the joy of it, just for the joy, just for the smile, just for the fun of it, Diet Coke. Just for the shape of it, the Coca-Cola. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Very soon, some of you will notice a change in Doritos. Doritos, now with more nacho cheese flavor than ever. Definitely.
You're about to experience something new. A new wave of taste that will stretch your imagination. A taste so smooth, so refreshing, so irresistible. Your only choice will be to catch it. Catch the wave. Coke.
McDonald's Crew Kids. There have been a lot of great ones in the last 30 years. Where are they today?
Here's looking at you kids, McDonald's Crew Kids. You sure have gone a long way.
Here's to Tom Hall,
The stars in our sky still shining on high.
to Lieutenant Wold.
Our unsung hero who carried the day.
Here's to you, Manu.
You still got your winning ways about you.
Here's looking at you, Dr. Gailmard.
Never would have made it through the dark without you.
Look at you now.
Step on up, take a
From 1955 to today, here's to every crew member who's kept those arches shining.
You make it a good time.
Hats off to you, wherever you
For
are.
the great
bag of McDonald's.
Can somebody out there tell me why Coke did it? Why they changed? First they said they were the real thing, then they said they were it. Then kablooey, they changed. So now I'm going to try my first Pepsi. But I still want to know why Coke changed. Now I know why.
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Don't drink and drive. A public service message from ESPN.
This and more next on Speedweek. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Speedweek. I'm Bob Jenkins.
And I'm Larry Newber. All right, now let's look at what happened in the world of motorsports last weekend.
Well, Larry, they raced at the old airstrip in Sebring, Florida last weekend. IMSA prototypes, GTUs, GTOs, and the new showroom stock class. The big winner, well, a team that doesn't always get along that well off the track, but on, well, that's a different story. Bob Varsha has a report.
Four-time Indy 500 winner A.J. Foyt of Houston, Texas, teamed with Frenchman Bob Wallach Saturday to win the 33rd running of the Coca-Cola 12 Hours of Sebring. The win was the second for Foyt and Wallach in 3 races on the 1985 International Motorsports Association Camel GT circuit. In a reversal of the season opener at the 24 Hours of Daytona, Foyt and Wallach this time played hare to the hound of the number 14 Lowenbrow Porsche, driven by Al Holbert of Warrington, Pennsylvania, Al Unser Jr. of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and England's Derek Bell. On the very first lap, before a record crowd of more than 40,000, Holbert, starting from the front row, lost a wheel and was hit by another car, putting his team far behind, who was leading the race when a piece of debris exploded through the floor of his car.
The whole front end of all the fiberglass exploded, and then a big piece of metal came up through the floor and hit me in the leg. And then I tried to push it back down, and it went back out through the floor, and I never saw it again.
Another prominent retiree was pole sitter Hans Stuck of West Germany, who set a new track record of 131 miles per hour in qualifying, then watched as a tire blew out at 180 miles per hour on the Bob Aiken Porsche. In the GTO class for big bore sports cars, the Ford Mustang won its 3rd straight race, driven by Wally Dallenbach Jr. of Basalt, Colorado, and Canadian John Jones. The GTU title for cars with smaller engines went to the Porsche 911, driven by a California trio of Gary Oberlin of Rolling Hills and co-drivers Pete Jocker and Adrian Gang of Torrance. And the inaugural Firestone Firehawk 6-hour race for showroom stock cars was won by the Camaro of Skip Gunnell and Scott Flanders of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Next up for the IMSA Camel GT drivers is April 14th at Road Atlanta. This is Bob Varsha reporting.
While Foyt and Wallach were winning for the second time this season, the newest Porsche 962 Convert, the BF Goodrich team, was the strongest. Both Busby, who had that floorboard explosion, and the new Palmer-Quester combo wore the same colors. The debut of the new Firehawk showroom class, the success that everyone expected. Initially for budget racing, the manufacturers and advertisers have treated it completely major league.
Live with the
fuel consumption rules, which are the basis of the World Endurance Championship.
Can we expect to see a World Endurance Cup race here in the United States in 1985?
Well, they announced a year ago that the rules would be for 85, and then they changed their mind almost immediately and said they would be in effect in 1986. That is, rules similar to ours. And I haven't heard much of anything from the World Endurance Commission for 8 months or so.
Coming up, they back 'em in at Ascot.
And the Yank is dauntless in New Zealand.
Say goodbye to America's favorite can of motor oil. That Quaker State quality America has trusted for over 70 years now comes exclusively in this unique, easy-to-pour plastic bottle.
So long, spouts. See you, dirty hands.
Goodbye, oily rags.
No more leaky cans.
Get Quaker State's pen-grade protection and no mess, easy to open, pour, and reseal. Today you need an oil this good in a package this good.
This Bud's for everyone who scrapes it, sprays it, and lays it on smooth.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Just hear the stock cars rolling down that high bank track. Better keep your eye on number 5, cause he ain't looking back. That's Levi Garrett.
Jeff-O-Dye.
Coming through.
And Harry Hyde.
Taste that flavor coming through for you. Time after time, the quality comes through. That's why Levi Garrett is the brand I'm proud to choose. Levi Garrett.
This is the skid pad, the ultimate test in adhesion, where car and tire get pushed to the limit. Only one street tire on a standard production car has ever achieved 0.95 G. The Goodyear Eagle VR50, the American tire, even Europe is hungry for.
ESPN begins its live telecast of auto races this Saturday in Bristol, Tennessee. We'll have live coverage of the NASCAR Late Model Sportsman race Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, then the Valleydale 500 Grand National race Sunday at 1 p.m. Darrell Waltrip will attempt to become the winningest driver in Bristol Raceway history Sunday. He has a total of 9 wins at that track. Richard Petty will be starting in his 400th Winston Cup race, but the King hasn't won at Bristol since 1975. 3 drivers, Joe Ruttman, Bobby Allison, and Lake Speed have all tested at above the track record. And our in-car camera will be carried by Kyle Petty, who had tough luck at the track last year. Ron Bouchard will be debuting his new short-track Buick this weekend. The Maurice Petty ride is up for grabs now that Dick Brooks has stepped out. Don Hume has secured a sponsor and is Rookie of the Year contender with the James Hilton team. It's ESPN's first visit to the high-banked half-mile track. We hope you'll join us both Saturday and Sunday.
Last Saturday was the third in the USAC CRA Sprint Car Challenge Series, but few USAC cars showed up. And those that did, well, they might as well have been invisible. The CRA stars were all out during this Oscar week in Hollywood. And see, the Outlaws aren't the only ones who parade 4 abreast. You know, just once I'd like to see them drop it. Oh, there they go. Well, no, here's the real green. And it's a shop engineer of Dan Gurney, Jeff Haywood in the lead, number 8. Mike Sweeney in the red 5 is racing with a lot of confidence tonight. He tries and tries. Now, these are not replays. It's hard to get the lead sometimes. There he goes, finally. Now at Ascot, one of the traditions is backing it into the corners, but I don't think this is what they had in mind, Mark Atchison. Top tenor Bob Mealy harmlessly spins off the 4th turn, but the yellow keeps everybody close. Sweeney is withstanding the restarts. Haywood even leads some, but here comes Rapid Eddie Worth. He takes 3rd from Brad Knopfsinger. Then at the same place, Haywood for 2nd. The discussion for 3rd continues behind him, but work cannot catch the second-generation Swede.
Injured Ricky Graham this weekend at Ascot Park. Bubba Schobert will carry the Team Honda colors alone. Freddie Spencer won the 250cc division and finished second to Eddie Lawson in the 500cc class at the South African Grand Prix last weekend.
If you own a house, you gotta own a shop vac. This baby's got the power to pick up almost anything.
Got broken glass, nails, or wood chips? Shop vac gobbles up stuff that would kill an ordinary vacuum. And a shop vac wet dry can even vacuum water like a flooded basement. The washing machine is flooding the house.
No.
Every house needs a shop vac. Starting at under $50, a shop vac is heavy duty, not heavy money. And remember, if it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
I refinished this beautiful piece all by myself, and I can't even change a light bulb.
This chest turned out better than I ever imagined. It looks like a professional refinished it, but I did.
Formby's Furniture Refinisher can make a believer out of you because it works unlike anything you've ever seen. It dissolves old varnish lacquer shellac without stripping, sanding, or scraping. With my Furniture Refinisher, it's a pleasure to create a treasure.
Homer Formby. No one knows wood as good.
Many stores now have special value.
The Monaco Grand Prix circuit is simply the toughest.
Jackie Stewart, four-time winner at Monaco, returns to test a Thunderbird Turbo Coupe.
Monaco demands a car that's got a very well-balanced suspension and at the same time is aerodynamically good. This balance between the suspension and the car's aerodynamics makes a big difference in how a car drives. Ford understands this.
Have you driven the best-built American cars? Have you driven a Ford lately?
There's a little bit of copper in every Autolite spark plug. Some have a copper core to help small engines run better. And other Autolite plugs have copper in the seal or gasket for better conductivity. So it doesn't matter if you're driving a small car or a big one, a new car or an old one, an import or a domestic, because Autolite makes a copper plug for every car made. Remember, if Autolite's on it, there's copper in it.
Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines. Whether you're traveling on business or pleasure, chances are Eastern has a convenient flight going your way. Come fly with Eastern.
For the past 25 years or so, the fastest way around a half-mile track has been V8 power. But the Southeast All-Pro Association may be changing that. 2 races so far and 2 wins for the V6. Huntsville, Alabama, 2 125s with the first starting straight up. Butch Lindley, winner at Pensacola in a V6, driving a Neil Bonnet V8 today, stretches outward, followed by Steve Grissom in 31. Lap cars quickly encountered on this little quarter mile, and Darrell Waltrip running his usual white 11, showing the signs on his left front. Very difficult to see inside these creations. With a few laps to go, the very fast Larry Phillips starts to climb, but it was too little, too late.
And DRA, the National Dirt Racing Association, also opened its 1985 campaign Sunday at East Alabama Motor Speedway in Phoenix City. The 25-car field had trouble on the initial start as Stan Massey spun coming out of the pits. That caused a multi-car pileup, but only Leon Sells couldn't continue. The top 4 qualifiers were inverted, and that put Buddy Boutwell in car 41 on the pole and allowed him the early lead. Defending NDRA champion Jeff Purvis brought out the caution when he went over the embankment in turn 3. Boutwell led all the way in winning the Jimmy Thomas Memorial 100. Billy Moyer Jr., number 21, was second. Jack Boggs in B4 was third. A check for $5,000 awaited Boutwell in victory lane.
Coming up, new winners dominate IHRA action in Darlington.
And a former champion will not compete in the first kart race this season. Stay with us.
Harry Gant, what's it like driving the Skoal Bandit?
It ain't easy, even in practice.
What's it like using Skoal Bandits?
That's real easy.
Skoal Bandits is tobacco in a neat little pouch. You don't chew it. Just put one between your cheek and gum and enjoy the refreshing taste. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
It's that easy.
Try Skoal Bandits, the little pouch of pleasure, in wintergreen or new mint.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling on the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him.
Tonight, Golding, we're right below here and we're on our way out.
I'll come around on the port side and bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
I'm Mr. Goodrich. Did you know it takes more power to stop your car than to make it go? This GM car can go from 0 to 50 in 11 seconds. But you may have to stop in less than 3. So brakes have to be powerful. And they need professional care. So have me check them regularly. And if they need replacing, I'll install new GM Goodrich replacement brakes. You get them exclusively from a GM dealer who sells GM Goodrich parts. Just stop in and keep that great GM feeling.
GM parts.
The NHRA season is well underway, but last week the other dominant drag racing series, the IHRA, began. This city is known for stock car racing, but Sunday the drag racers took front and center at Darlington. Tom McEwen scored his only funny car victory of the year here last time, but this semi has many-time winner Kenny Bernstein against Cincinnati's Mark Oswald, a combined 4 wins in '84. Mark executes, despite this little sachet, a 5.78, 260. How fast could it have been? Pro Stock, Georgia's Billy Ewing, in the right lane, has never won a finals. But watch how his near-perfect semi's driving, straight as an arrow, gets him into the finals. But it's a close one. Ed McCullough similarly has never made it to an IHRA final. In the darkness, favored Oswald loses traction at the line, and it's McCullough. Will Ewing's precision pay off in the Stocker finals? You bet. His first win ever. 2 new winners for the start of the IHRA season. Bob, an injury last season is still bothering a former IndyCar champion.
And it will keep him out of the first event of the season. Rick Mears will not compete in the kart season opener at Long Beach on April 14th. The Penske team has named Al Unser to replace Rick. The new short track marches create about 12% more downforce than last year's model.
And here's this week's trivia question. Combining both IHRA and NHRA, who won the most Pro Stock championships last year? A. Billy Meyer, B. Bob Glidden, C. Ricky Smith, D. Warren Johnson, or E. the late Lee Shepard. We'll have the answer in a moment. Here's the answer to this week's trivia question. Billy Meyer won a combined 6 funny car crowns last year. Glidden did win Pro Stock twice. Ricky Smith surprised a couple of times in IHRA, and Warren Johnson scored 5 times in NHRA. But only the late Lee Shepard won for both sanctioning groups, a total of 10 times.
Recently, racing in the streets of such cities as Detroit and Dallas and Long Beach has become quite popular. But the small town of Eloy, Arizona has been staging a street race there for the past 6 years. 5 groups of cars raced here. Brian Clifton in car 78 passed Bob Sovey late in their event to win overall honors in Group 1. Gary Paulson tried a little too hard to overtake eventual Group 2 winner Gene Cosmano, who by the way is 62 years old and has won 5 times now. Number 44 Ron Haas took home the first place money in Group 3. Steve Jones got off to a bad start and picked up a passenger in the Group 4 race. Andrew Colson was the winner. And Neil Posey crashed a Merlin in Group 5. John Brooks in car number 96 took the checkered flag.
We hope that you'll be around to see who takes the checkered flag Saturday and Sunday when we're live in Bristol, Tennessee with the NASCAR Late Model Sportsman and the Grand National Stars. I'm Larry Newberg.
And I'm Bob Jenkins. We hope you'll join us again next week on Speedweek.
Speedweek has been brought to you by B.F. Goodrich, makers of a complete line of high-performance TA radios, and by the STP Corporation. On the world's racetracks, on the world's roads, depend on STP, the car care company.
Fly the friendly skies of United, serving more of the nation's top 100 business centers than anyone.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Everyone working to keep the customer satisfied.
This Bud's for you. Nobody else can do the job the way you do. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
When you take on the track, you're taking your tires to the limit. B.F. Goodrich started it all, testing street radios in races like this and like this. The more we race, the more we prove what a tire can do. On cars like this and like this. B.F. Goodrich TA radios, built for you to take on the road.
I felt that I always was going to go to college, and I had that in my mind in the early years. And I think at times we have some self-doubt as to whether that's what we'd like to do, but I always had that in the back of my head that that was one of the goals that I had hoped to fulfill. And I think the university experience, college at Washington State, was very definitely a factor in what I've been able to do with my life since. It was my choice to combine an athletic career along with an academic career, as well as other extracurricular activities. I think an athletic career is a pretty good leveler of individuals. You always find that somebody is a little bigger, a little faster, a little stronger than you, and you have to continue to strive to be the very best you can be. And that holds true whether it's in your athletic career, academic career, or on into business. There's always a another hill to climb, and you have to continue to strive to do your level best so that you can look back with satisfaction and said, I gave it my all.
The preceding message provided by the NCAA.
Thursday, your #1 network for auto racing coverage updates the NASCAR circuit. The sport's biggest names make their points on ESPN Speedweek. A football bonus is next. The Memphis Showboats and Orlando Renegades do battle in a special live Thursday night USFL edition. Then, we'll talk with some legendary pros from the past. Sammy Baugh is one of the men who changed the game and became an NFL superstar. It all happens Thursday on ESPN.
Like you said, it's 90 plus. That means a cockpit temperature of over 160 degrees. A driver can lose between 6 and 9 pounds at a race like this. It affects the tires, the motors, every element of the car.
Straight here, it's in front of the pits. In fact, there's two straights in front of the pits with Alboreto and the Ferrari leading there. Let me just finish this grid for you, because after that comes Henol, then Cheever, the only American driver in the race. He's in the 9th row, with Berger of Austria, followed by Alio and the other Skoal bandit, with Martin Brundle coming in with the Tyrrell with the Ford engine, Vinzani with the Ocello, Johansson with the other Tyrrell Ford, Mauro Baldi with the Spirit Heart, and Martini, the young Italian driver, filling out the grid. And there you see the Ferrari leading the pack round here, the young Italian driver. He's the first Italian to win in a Ferrari for 18 years when he won the Belgian Grand Prix in 1984. Very talented driver. The Ferrari being very torquey, that's to say low-end power acceleration in this Ferrari is excellent. Keke Rosberg almost alongside him on the grid. You can see that grid there as they approach from turn 1.
What you're going to see on your screen is a green light. And that green light means go, and several 100,000 horsepower will be released. The back of the grid is just forming up now. They'll go to a red and then a green.
So the Brazilian Grand Prix of 1985 is about, and the red light is on, is about, and it's green. And they're off. Keke Rosberg made an incredible start. Keke Rosberg made a start, and the Lotuses have both passed the Ferrari. The Ferrari finds himself in 3rd position as he goes into turn 1. And there's an incident. There's an incident. One car has spun off already, but it's Keke Rosberg in the lead as he pulls away clearly. He made a very clean start. Keke Rosberg and the Honda engine Williams. He drove well here last year. The Ferrari seems to be in 2nd place. It looks like Mansell. It looks like Nigel Mansell in the Honda, the teammate to Keke Rosberg, as he really takes a handful of a lead. Rosberg's used to being a very aggressive driver. He's well known for it. Alboreto is lying in 2nd place in the Ferrari right now. Going to drive a cautious race, I predict. Then you have one of the McLarens up there. It looks like Alain Prost has got himself in 3rd position. Mansell is asking for assistance. Regulation perhaps will be a problem, as at the end of the main straight, it's Keke Rosberg in the Canon-sponsored Williams. 2nd is Alboreto, 3rd is Prost. Then you have the two Lotuses, followed by Arnoux, and then Nelson Piquet, followed by Niki Lauda, with the first of the Alfa Romeo cars of Patrese following them through.
Remember when Keke Rosberg was qualifying, his clutch was actually slipping, and he felt that he could have gone quite a bit faster, and he's proving tremendous race speed here. Of course, the cars are set up quite differently for qualifying and race, and Keke certainly seems to have the right combination when it comes to the race setup.
The big question for Keke here is to keep his tire temperatures cool. It's a question of not abusing your tires. They're all the front runners running on Goodyear tires. This time, Nelson Piquet is the first of the Pirelli runners at the moment. But Keke Rosberg, who led this race last year, did a very good job last year. His car caught fire, of all things, in the pits while he came in for refueling last year at Brazil. And he lost the race because of that. But you see how he's sliding that car, John? I would suggest that he is risking quite a lot by getting those tire temperatures up that hot at this stage.
Well, he's certainly taking a risk on his race philosophy. Of course, when you're planning on making a tire pit stop, it's always nice to have a good lead. But he's going to have to hold at least till 3rd distance or longer before coming in.
So the order: Rosberg, Alboreto, Prost, Senna, De Angeli, and Arnoux. Well, we've just been told that Michele Alboreto's put up the fastest lap in the race so far, but we'll be back with more live coverage from Rio de Janeiro after this.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Hold this, will you?
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light!
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Strike.
Have you ever wished you'd bought a set of jumper cables before your car's battery went dead? Yet you probably didn't buy them because jumper cables can be so messy and sometimes not long enough to do the job anyway. Now, with this number, there's a better way to start your car. Safety Start allows your car's battery to get a boost from another running car without ever raising the hood. Just connect Safety Start between the cigarette lighters of both cars, and in minutes, your battery will be charged. Safety Start has a cable long enough to go between cars that are one behind the other. Safety Start is compact, stores easily in a trunk or glove box. And now, by calling this number, Safety Start is available for only $19.95. Isn't it time you plan ahead with Safety Start? To order, use your credit card by calling toll-free 1-800-544-1000 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $2.50 shipping and handling to Direct Video Marketing, Safety Start, Box 121, Plainville, Connecticut, 06062.
Friday, 3 more live bouts in ESPN's top-ranked boxing tournament. The main event features undefeated Troy Wortham and Roberto Mendez in the Eastern Division middleweight final. Plus, you'll see 2 junior middleweight semifinals. It's all live on Top Rank Friday.
Stood back in Rio de Janeiro with John Bizignano covering the Grand Prix of Brazil, the first of the World Championship Series of Grand Prix racing. You're looking at the leader of this Brazilian Grand Prix. He is being followed very closely, however, by the second man. Keke Rosberg leads. Michele Alboreto is in second position. In third position now is Alain Prost. And look at Alboreto. He's getting very close, attempting to overtake. He tries to go inside at the end of the main back straight where we'll be doing around about 128 miles an hour. He wasn't able to make that pass. The Ferrari now dogging him through the S's, down to the lagoon, braking for the lagoon quite heavily. And look at the oversteer. Look at the sliding of Rosberg's car. The Ferrari doesn't appear to be sliding at all. And coming into the pits right now is Mauro Baldi. Mauro Baldi coming into the pits, an early problem for him. Back to the leader.
Keke Rosberg, again, starting with three different types of tire compounds. It looks like under braking, the car is superior to the Ferrari. But coming out of the corners, the Ferrari sticks like glue, and Keke is having some trouble putting the power down to the ground. I think that's where Michele is making up, coming out of the corners, Jackie.
Well, Michele, in fact, has 2 different types of rubber. He's got softer rubber on the inside corners on the left-hand side than he has on the right side. By the way, the position is what's known as the international feed. These are the graphics supplied to all of the countries who take this television coverage. You will be seeing that coming up on the screen occasionally with the fastest lap or the fastest straight line speed. These are the information pieces that we get fed to us by Globo, the television company of Brazil. He races sometimes. The reason for that is that the TAG engine, the TAG Porsche engine, does not have the high power output under boost because those are turbocharged engines. Some of those cars put special engines in just for practice. TAG do not do that, and they don't have the sort of additional horsepower that some of the other competitors have. So you see Lauda and Prost being slightly down the grid at times. That doesn't mean to say they're not going to be competitive in the race. But Alboreto, the last time he passed here, was just 0.9 of a second behind the Honda engine Williams. You see also the flame coming out the back of the Williams quite a lot there. Quite interesting that. You won't see a flame coming out of the Ferrari engine. they've got an ingenious method that when they switch off the gas pedal, the fuel immediately stops. Whereas in the other turbocharged engines, the fuel feeds in to the turbo itself, and because of the incredible high temperatures, thousands of degrees, it of course ignites, and you see that flame coming out of the back end.
You make mention that the two John Player Lotuses are also doing quite well. They seem to be driving, well, not conservatively, but they seem to be a little bit different of a racetrack power than Keke Rosberg for sure.
Okay, so we have Keke Rosberg. Let me give you the order right now. Keke Rosberg is lying first in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Michele Alboreto's in second, closely followed by Alain Prost. Then Ayton Senna in the Lotus is fourth, followed by his own teammate De Angelis, and then in fifth position, René Arnoux. ESPN's Order Racing 85 will continue. This is Jackie Stewart with John Bizignano live.
This ESPN event is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for everyone who scrapes it, sprays it, and lays it on smooth.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Capital Cablevision is now located at 130 Washington Avenue Extension next to Crossgates in Albany. Call us at 869-5500 or stop by during our expanded customer service hours. If you're in a hurry, use our express payment deposit box, available 24 hours a day. Our customer service representatives are ready to help you, Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 7, Fridays 9 to 5, and on Saturdays from 9 to 1. Capital Cablevision, where customer satisfaction comes first.
Take it from Dave Lennox. With over 85 years' experience, it's not surprising Lennox has developed its most efficient furnace, the Lennox Pulse. It's rated by a major consumer magazine as the best buy. It's also not surprising that D.A. Bennett, with over 67 years' experience, is the area's largest Lennox dealer. D.A. Bennett has earned its reputation by offering the best, and Lennox is the best. Call D.A. Bennett at 439-9966 to learn more about the 97% efficient Lennox Pulse furnace.
This spring on ESPN, catch all the action and excitement of the USFL. Watch Heisman Trophy winners like Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker, and Mike Rozier battle it out with some of the nation's top pros. It's all on ESPN, the Total Sports Network. And while you watch, you can win a beautiful new 1985 Corvette, America's legendary performance machine, or one of over 3,000 other prizes, like your own Bic sailboard or a great-looking ESPN warm-up jacket or hat. It's easy to play with your Watch and Win game card. As you watch, just write in the points scored by each team, total the scores, and every time the last numbers match, you've won an entry in the prize drawing. 5 chances to match on each week's game card, up to 30 chances in all. To get your game cards and all the Watch and Win details, look for ESPN's special announcement in USA Today's April 1st sports section or Sports Illustrated's April 8th issue. And tune in for 3 USFL games every week and up to 30 chances to win big on ESPN.
For the first of the World Championship runs that we'll be covering here in ESPN through 1985. We'll be bringing you 14 Grand Prix live. Pretty impressive, and look at the Williams was in trouble there. Keke Rosberg's in trouble. He's had a turbo blow. So Michele Alboreto takes the lead, and Keke Rosberg is in trouble. I think that's the end of his day. Alain Prost finds himself in second position right now. Ayton Senna is in third. Elliot De Angelis is in fourth. That's a big turn up for the books. He's coming into the pits. So the big cheer comes out from this very Italian-oriented crowd here. If a Brazilian's not going to win this race, there's a great following for the Italians. So here we have a whole new ball game.
Well, that's both Williamson out of the race very early. Nigel Mansell came around after the start, and you can see the flames coming up underneath the car. It's definitely a blown turbo. Oil burning underneath the car. They've got to get an extinguisher on that. Bit of confusion in the McLaren pit. Keke doing a repeat of his quick exit from a firing car before. But both Williamses out of this Brazilian Grand Prix extremely early, both with motor problems. So we have a new leaderboard there. Rosberg still is credited with 6th position on that board only because of the laps that he had completed, because the information would have been from the lap before. Keke Rosberg takes off his balaclava for protection against fire and dejectedly walks back to the Williams pit after having put up a very exciting drive. Alan Prost, by the way, he's in 2nd position, but Niki Lauda has just passed Elio De Angelis to take himself into, what is that? Himself into 4th position, and there is Hinault with the other Brabham, Francois Hinault, the young French driver with the Brabham. He's retired. That means that both BMWs have given up with the Brabham team. That's a bad start for the season for them. Jackie, before the start of this race, and this is Niki Lauda, by the way, the first we've really seen of him in this coverage so far. Niki Lauda has got himself in 4th position right now. Tremendously experienced driver, a man who's going to give my record a little bit of a rumble this year. If he wins 3 more Grand Prix, he ties with my record of 27 Grand Prix victories, which is more than anybody else has won in the history of motor racing, and I'm sure Niki's going to do it. It's just a question of time. Well, before the start of this race, Jackie, Jacques Lafitte said that anyone who finishes will collect some points. With collecting points, 9 points for a first place, 6 for a second, 4 for a third, 3 for a 4th place, 2 for 5th place, and 1 point for 6th place. So we will be back for more live Formula One action from Rio de Janeiro, and we'll continue on ESPN's racing coverage after this.
Works by leading artists from 4 centuries are all part of a spectacular new exhibit at the New York State Museum in Albany. It's called The Educated Eye, and it features the impressive art collections from 25 State University of New York campuses. More than 400 fine works at the State Museum through September 2nd. For information, write The Educated Eye, New York State Museum, Albany, New York, 12230.
What do people think of Capital Cablevision's new cordless remote control converter?
Practically perfect in every way.
Our new cordless remote control converter will let you change channels, turn your TV on and off, and adjust your TV volume without ever leaving your favorite chair. Order 2 or more premium channels such as the Disney Channel, Cinemax, or HBO, and receive the cordless converter at no additional cost. So put the command in your hand. Call 869-5500.
Say goodbye to America's favorite can of motor oil. That Quaker State quality America has trusted for over 70 years now comes exclusively in this unique, easy-to-pour plastic bottle.
So long, Spouts. See you, dirty hands.
Goodbye, oily rags.
No more leaky cans.
Get Quaker State's pen-grade protection and no mess, easy to open, pour, and reseal. Today you need an oil this good in a package this good.
Tonight, NBA All-Star Julius Erving steps into ESPN's starting lineup. Join Dr. J for the premiere of his new show, Sports Focus, tonight.
We're back in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. The first round of the World Championship for 1985. Alboreto is still leading, followed by Alan Prost. And there is Alan Prost coming into your screen, getting closer. Now, ESPN, your force in motor racing coverage, continues to bring you live Formula One racing on Sunday, April 21st, when we travel to Estoril, Portugal, for the Portuguese Grand Prix. That's Sunday 21st at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So you can look into that, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, and of course we'll be live once again. Kaylee Alboreto actually pulling out a little bit of distance on Prost now. It's difficult to tell from our vantage point where the differences between these two cars are coming about. They're so equally matched as far as drivers. For sure, Kaylee, very talented young lion, but Alain Prost with a little bit more experience.
for the full distance without a pit stop. But certainly Martin Brundle has been in the pit. And I would have to observe from the picture we're looking at right now that Michele Alboreto's car is definitely slipping more than Alain Prost's car. Prost's car's just a little bit more secure. That's our helicopter shot here from Rio de Janeiro. We have 12 cameras down on the circuit, plus one helicopter camera. It's Brazilian television that we must thank for our feed. And this is the south turn, the Curvo Grande that you're looking at. They enter close to 200 miles an hour, drop it into fourth gear, power it down a sort of constant radius turn before going into the S's that you're looking at right now. And then heading towards the lagoon. That's the water of the lagoon you see in the top of your picture. Michele Alboreto accelerates in third gear, coming up behind some back markers into the 90-degree corner. Accelerates hard. They're now approaching the strongest braking corner. This is where they put the brakes on. They're down into second gear for this corner. And Lauda's very close to them. They're accelerating up to around 11,400 revs in the Ferrari before changing gear. Getting up to about 160 miles an hour before they commit to turn one. So a young driver to go through his team. And look at that. Something's happened to the Ferrari, and Alain Prost just motored by. Either Alboreto missed a gear, but Alain Prost has taken the lead of this Grand Prix of Brazil. He won it last year. And there you see the pass. I think you'll find it was a missed gear. I think he missed a gear. It would be going from third into fourth gear. Prost finds himself now with a track to himself. He'll be getting all of the attention now from the track marshals who take out a blue flag to advise following cars that someone's about to pass. And everybody obviously pays more attention to the leader of the race than to anybody else. So Alain Prost, who won this event last year, who so nearly won the World Championship last year, now finds himself in a very good position to try and repeat that victory.
Coming up on the Skoal Bandit through turn one.
And Niki Lauda, John, is closing on Alboreto. Won 7 Grand Prix, more than I ever did. I twice won 6 Grand Prix in a season, but he now equals Jim Clark as having won the most Grand Prix in any year, 7 Grand Prix. So that's something to be cherished. And this, of course, brings him into contention. I think he's won about 16 or 17 Grand Prix. I think 16 Grand Prix total for him in his lifetime. This is Alain Prost we're talking of. And of course he could seriously threaten Niki Lauda, and for that matter myself, very soon in the total number of victories.
And he's such a fine young gentleman, Jackie. The past 2 seasons, we've lived with him going right up to the very last race and still ending up the bridesmaid. If there's anyone who deserves the Formula One championship, it's Alain Prost from France. And there's never been a French Formula One champion. All the great drivers they've had, and they've never produced a Formula One champion.
We continue live from the Brazilian Grand Prix after these messages.
You can fertilize your lawn again and again, and you can water it all summer long. But thatch, dead grass, and decaying leaves can clog your lawn, keeping water and fertilizer from ever reaching the roots. That's why, for a thick, green lawn, one of the most important things you can do is give it a thorough raking. Raking by hand can mean hours of hard work, but with the original Arnold Power Rake, you can remove thatch quickly and easily. Simply replace the regular blade on your rotary mower with the Power Rake, then run your mower over the lawn. The Arnold Power Rake pulls up mountains of thatch, so your fertilizer and water can go to work. And Arnold's unique offset tines adjust to the contour of your lawn. It won't scalp or harm the roots. So for a thicker, greener lawn, Power Rake it with the original Arnold Power Rake dethatching blade.
The original Arnold Power Rake is available at Kmart, TG&Y, participating Ace, Service Star, and True Value hardware stores.
Where are you hurting the most, Jimmy?
Name it. Better straighten up.
Yeah, we don't want to disappoint your fans.
No. Hey, Jimmy, good run.
You had him right from the gate.
Your best deserves the best.
Two Bud Lights.
The less filling light beer with a first name and taste.
Hey, Jimmy!
Right.
Bud Light.
Everyone wants to be a winner, on the field or off. And winning requires hard work, here in the weight room or in the classroom. I know one thing, drugs don't make winners out of anybody. I've seen how peer pressure affects young people. I've had to fight it too. But I've learned it takes more of a person to say no than it does to say yes. So I challenge you, just like I've challenged myself. Say no to drugs and be a winner.
The preceding message provided by the NCAA.
ESPN's Wednesday is for winners only. First, take a trip inside the PGA Tour for highlights from the prestigious Tournament Players Championship. Then, we'll profile one of the most inspiring personalities in pro football history. Vince Lombardi provides some of the NFL's greatest moments. A sensational Super Bout from 1979 is up next. Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez slug it out for the WBC World Welterweight Championship. All Wednesday on ESPN.
We're back in Rio de Janeiro. This is Jackie Stewart along with John Visignano giving you live coverage of ESPN's motorsporting event for 1985, the first of the World Championship events. And there you see one of the cars, the Ligier, coming into fuel. But we go back now to look at Alain Prost leading this Brazilian Grand Prix. Took the lead just a few moments ago. Well, of course, we were still giving you live coverage from Michele Alboreto, who has been pressured very heavily. One of the Benetton Alfa Romeos has just come into the pit with a burst tire, the tire flatting in the wind. There you see Prost coming up behind a couple of the back markers. Patrick Tambay is one of them in the Renault, with one of the, I think it's Terry Boutsen in the Arrows BMW before that. That is Jacques Lafitte accelerating out in the Ligier with a Renault engine. Prost taking his time where he's going to pass here. There's no point in getting into trouble. Look how he's dropped back there. No point in getting into trouble at all. And you see, that is in fact Derek Warwick in the Renault. As he comes alongside there, the car of Terry Boutsen and the Barclay-sponsored Arrows. And Alain Prost leading this race comfortably, chooses not to stick his nose in. Now that's what I like to see from a mature driver. He's just 30 years of age. Look at that. He's accelerated through under braking now as he goes through the lagoon. Accelerating ahead again. Now he's got to pace himself. Renault. He'll choose when he's going to do that. He's going now along to the hardest braking area.
And the battle for second place is still going on between Alboreto. Now, Jackie, when he comes out of the turn, you can see him. He's definitely found his gearbox problem seems to be solved. That had to be a misshift earlier. I don't think that mechanical problem is something that's going to happen every lap.
No, he obviously just missed a gear shift. That's what it appeared to me to be at the time, but I just wondered whether he had a gear selector problem. Sometimes you can lose one gear in one of those racing boxes. This is Prost, our leader in the red and white car, carrying number 2, finished second in the World Championship last year. But the car numbers, in fact, date back to where the constructor now.
Jackie, do you think there's any chance whatsoever that the Lotuses might try and go without a pit stop?
I don't think so. I think the Lotus is well stocked for tires. Front runners are running on the Goodyear tires. They're the Goodyear radial tires for racing. But the heat here, they consider it's a better idea to run and come in to the pits to change tires, just to be sure. They have very hard tires, and there is Niki Lauda coming slowly backing into the pits. He will now stand, he's waving his arms to say he's putting it straight into the garage area. First round of the World Championship for 1985. The World Championship has not been won back-to-back since 1959 and 60 when Jack Brabham did it. And this is Ayton Senna. There is Niki Lauda, stepped out of his car. Ayton Senna of Brazil, very young, very talented. A little line going up the tire that John Visignano is pointing out to me on the screen that you saw there. These lines that you can sometimes see on the tires, and you see it on the right of your picture, you can see a streak on that front tire. It's sometimes called pickup. They actually pick up some of the loose stuff and the bits of rubber, and it'll clear itself when it goes round a right-hand bend now. It'll scrub that stuff away, chances are. And look, they're preparing to come in for tires right now. We speculated whether this would happen. He has what they call double A compound on the right rear, with the A compound on the other three. Now, for those who are very technical in this, it just means that these compounds are harder. The double A compound is the hardest compound. Live Formula One action from Rio de Janeiro will continue on ESPN after this.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling on the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him.
Tonight, Golding, we're right below here and we on our way out.
I'll come around on the port side and bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
The sophisticated viewer refers to it as a digitally activated interactive voice and channel access enhancer for functionally altering sedimentary habits before a cathode ray tube. We call it remote control.
If you still think of us as just a savings bank, we'd like to break that habit. At Albany Savings Bank, we're also stockbrokers. We're insurance agents. You can plan your retirement, do all your checking, get loans of all kinds, including business loans. Take advantage of the money market. Bank anytime you want. Don't let our name fool you. We've got it all together at Albany Savings Bank. We're more than a bank.
Tomorrow, NFL's greatest moments, profiles of pro football legend. Vince Lombardi displays the renowned will to win that made Green Bay great. And the best historical boxing is right here. Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez tangle in a super bout from the 70s. ESPN recaptures sports memories tomorrow.
Back live in Rio de Janeiro, this is John Viggiano with Jackie Stewart. And as you can see, all-time winner, Jackie Stewart, 27, Jim Clark, 25, Juan Fangio, actually from Argentina, the neighboring country here, 24, tied Niki Lauda, 24, but not today. Sterling Moss, another Brit, 16, tied with Alain Prost at 16. 7 of those wins came in 1984.
And a lot more pit action. 18.27 seconds was for that last pit stop. When the Lotus came in of Elio De Angelis, when we were away for a commercial, it took them 18.1 seconds to fit 4 new tires. It seems to be okay. I think it's not a problem really. De Cesare, who in fact is involved, there he is right there, and he suddenly came up behind Arnaud and hit him so hard it looked like Arnaud was suddenly slowed, and De Cesare wasn't paying attention. It could have been that he had a throttle stick open, I don't know, but it certainly was potentially a high-speed accident. It was off in our commentary position, and there is De Cesare walking back, driving the French Ligier with the Renault engine, and he had himself in pretty healthy position. He had himself up into 5th position, and in fact he was right behind Arnaud at the time, so he was racing with Arnaud. This could certainly affect René Arnoux' finishing position, because the car was hit hard in the rear end. It was the left rear wheel that got hit, and therefore there could be a problem for him in the future. You were asking me a question about what Alan Prost thought about the electrical problem that maybe had taken out his own teammate. He'll have changed all 4 tires, but now Ayton Senna is coming into the pits. Here he comes, Ayton Senna, the young Brazilian driver. Now this is very important for Lotus. 100,000. Lauda's going back out of the pit. Lauda has got back into his car and is rejoining the race.
Falling off the jack there, the Lotus of Ayton Senna. Every Brazilian here is holding his breath. All eyes concentrated on the pit. 12. It's a long one, Jackie. 13, 14, 16 seconds.
Well, it's 16 seconds, but it's faster than his teammate. De Angelis went out in 18.1 seconds.
Alain Prost back in the lead again.
And there's Nicky Lauda, who's been in the pits, out the pits, in the pits, and is now leaving the pits again. Ayton Senna, the young Brazilian. A lot of people are saying he's going to be the next new world champion.
He's certainly fast enough if his equipment is dependable enough. Going on to the main straightaway there, a beautiful shot. And there is the leaderboard. Alvarado, Senna, De Angelis, Tombe, and a lot. Quite a few French drivers there in the first six. A lot in the Skoal Bandit, Ram Hart-powered car. Ayton Senna. Of course, the Brazilian cameras are going to stay on at Ayton for some time. A local hero always gets quite a bit of camera time. The Lotuses have actually not been able to quite match their qualifying speed. They dominated the first day of qualifying here, being 1 and 2, and were the first cars ever under 127 around the Rio track. Many people thought that Ayton did not have the maturity to get dropped into this situation at this particular event with the top team going so quickly and under so much national pressure. Well, he's proven today that he does have the maturity. He has not put a wheel wrong.
For the checkered flag of Darrell Waltrip, Richard Petty, Bobby Allison, Neil Bonnet, and Terry Labonte. $246,000 is at stake. Sunday, April 21st, when ESPN drops the green flag on NASCAR's Northwestern Bank 400 here on your source for sport. Of course, we hope you enjoyed yesterday's Valleydale 500 from Bristol, Tennessee. Dale Earnhardt, of course, Dale won that race. He was the winner. He's going well this year. In the meantime, we're back in Brazil right now, and we're looking at Ayton Senna and the Black John Player Special. It's a Lotus constructed up in Norfolk, in the east of England. Ayton Senna is Brazilian. The engine is the French Renault. The tires are American Goodyears. So it's quite a group of nationalities all grouped together there to present a very international package. There are 10 different nationalities of drivers on the starting grid of this Grand Prix, and you can see the difference between Alboreto and Senna is 30 seconds. That's quite a handful. The order as I see it right now after 39 laps. And here we have another car in the pits. Coming into the pits, car number 29. That there is Martini, a young Italian driver. Coming along quite well. He's still got a lot to learn, but it's a good place to start the first event in the World Championship. Best drivers, they've got the best mechanics, they've got the best engines right now, and therefore they're winning races. So we'll be back for more live coverage of this Brazilian Grand Prix, and we will continue ESPN's coverage after this.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way, moving up. You were always the one who's eager to try. You're on your way to the top, and along the way, you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob. Where you work and play, you've got it going your way. You love to share the way you feel. Michelob. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
You may not be able to take this television with you wherever you go, but you can take this combination 5-inch black and white TV with AM/FM radio anywhere you travel and save money at the same time, because this is just another incredible liquidation sale from Urban General.
That's right. Urban General's liquidating inventory for one of the country's largest television importers and giving you unbelievable savings. Check these features. Crisp, clear pictures on an advanced 5-inch screen. 82-channel TV receiver with ultra-sensitive UHF VHF tuner. Full-range solid-state AM/FM radio with high-compliance speaker. Ultra-light design, weighs only 5 pounds. Runs on optional AC adapter or on D-size batteries so you can take it anywhere. Built-in tinted sunscreen gives you sharp outdoor viewing. You can take this TV to the beach, to sporting events, in your car, in your office, or in your boat or motorhome. This 5-inch portable TV with AM/FM radio has sold nationally for $139.95. But you save $60 when you buy direct from Urban General for only $79.95. And this television is backed not only by a 1-year picture-tube warranty, but also by 800 authorized service centers nationwide. Use your credit card for immediate delivery. Here's how to order.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-255-2000 or send $79.95 plus $10 shipping and handling to 5-inch TV. Post Office Box 3500, Department E, West Caldwell, New Jersey, 07006.
Look what's in store for you at the Great Spring Hardware Sale. From Black & Decker, a $10 rebate on this professional palm grip finishing sander or this 3/8-inch Hogan professional variable speed drill. No more climbing ladders to clean gutters. Let a Genova Rango self-cleaning vinyl gutter system with patented ridges do the job for you. Buy any Schlage keyed lock and get a Night Eye absolutely free. The Night Eye prevents crime by automatically turning lights on or off. What's at your home center hardware store? Values, specials, and plenty more. The Great Spring Hardware Sale now.
Moving days can turn into a moving daze. Renting from someone other than Ryder can leave you dazed. Dazed to find the truck you rented has no third gear. Ryder trucks have automatic. Dazed to find you're wrestling a truck at every turn, and the truck is winning. Ryder has power steering. Moving days, you can be dazed. Or you can rent a newer, tougher Ryder truck. It's Ryder, or it's wrong.
Is ESPN live coverage of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Jackie Stewart along with John Bisignano. There's been a lot of pit action today. There's been a lot of cars in and out of the pits. The man you're looking at right now is Alain Prost from France, a 30-year-old racing driver who's adapted very well to the enormous heat here, around about 97, 98 degrees of temperature in Fahrenheit. He's driving his number 2 red and white Marlboro McLaren with a tag engine. He's driven really conservatively, John, all the way through this race. He's never appeared to be hurried, and that's really the name of the game. That shows maturity. And Prost, in my opinion, is just setting himself up for what should be a very good season.
Into the pits, it's the American driver, the only American into the event, is the Alfa Romeo. You see, if it's 4 tires, Alfa Romeo Benetton team poised, ready to go. Sometimes they put on quite a good show in pit stops. Of course, racing car drivers are known to be brave individuals. Then here we have the leading board. Well, we have Alain Prost leading. We have Michele Alboreto in second place. Ayton Senna in third position. Elio De Angeli in fourth. Patrick Tamby is fifth. Jacques Lafitte is sixth. ESPN's Auto Racing 85 will continue. This is Jackie Stewart and John Bisignano live from Rio de Janeiro.
Attention Pepsi drinkers, introducing the new taste of Coca-Cola, the best Coca-Cola ever. That's all I'm going to say. In fact, that's all I have to say. No more words. This stuff is great. I'm sorry. Really, I'm sorry. Phew.
There's a new kind of import on the road for you. The sporty car for everyday driving from today's Chevrolet. Agile, responsive, overhead cam power with the best sedan gas mileage in America. Available hatchback versatility. And sticker price thousands below its looks. The sporty car for everyday driving that lets you live today's Chevrolet.
Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. Spectrum.
The Wagner Power Roller. You can get it with up to 15 attachments to save you time on every part of a room. So much time that a room we painted in over 5 hours with a regular roller and brush, we finished in only 2 hours and 4 minutes with the Wagner Power Roller. It's more than just a roller, because a room is more than just a wall. Wagner, the right tool for painting.
Mom's gonna get ya.
No, she won't.
That's that our brand.
But look, toothpaste in a pump. No mess.
Neat, but Mom's gonna get ya.
Introducing a great new way to get Colgate's regular or Winter Fresh gel flavors. It's the Colgate Pump. With MFP fluoride, the maximum fluoride protection a toothpaste can give.
Mom, look what Jimmy got.
The new Colgate Pump. Great. Mom's gonna get me, huh?
Get the new Colgate Pump. 2 great tastes, maximum fluoride protection at your fingertip.
The Brazilian Grand Prix. You're looking at the leader. This is Jackie Stewart with John Bisignano. Car number 2 is Alan Prost. He's 23.5 seconds ahead of Michele Alboreto and the Ferrari, who is in second position. This is the first of our 1985 live coverages of Grand Prix racing that we'll be bringing to you on ESPN. We're going to bring 14 of them live. There are many sponsors. Grand Prix drivers, and wait a minute, Elio De Angelis, as we look out of our position and our commentary position, and there you see him right there, is coming in. Is that De Angelis or is that Senna? It's Ayton Senna. Ayton Senna in third position is coming into the pit. He's switched off the motor. He's going very slowly. Tragedy for the Brazilian crowd. I look down from the commentary position here. The Brazilians have been up in their feet and they've sat back down, because they can see, as we can see, that this is a very slow arrival for Ayton Senna. Pointing to the motor there, Jackie. They're going to take off the rear cowling. Even Brazilian television doesn't think that it is worthy of staying with that story, as they go back out to find Michele Alboreto driving his Ferrari in second position. Alboreto, a young driver who's driven in Formula 2, Formula 3, driven in World Championship Sports Car Racing, driven for Ken Tittle in Formula 1, where he cut his teeth. And really, one of the fine gentlemen of Formula 1, Michele. To be through some mechanical failure or the possibility of Prost having to make another pit stop. And here's the sad scene of Ayton Senna, John Player, Team Lotus. They're looking at, actually, it looks like the electrics of the car. Well, that brings Elio De Angelis up into third place, his own teammate. Michele Alboreto in second. Alan Prost is still in first. Live Formula 1 action from Rio de Janeiro will continue on ESPN after this.
Max Headroom here with... This is my guest. I heard you were big time in the old pop is. Well, I'm going to take that as a no comment. So, nitty-gritty time. What I'm talking about, and you're not, is that more people prefer the new refreshing taste of Coke over Pepsi. Sweating? It's true. More people are, as we Cokeologists say, catching the wave. Catch it if you can. Catch the wave. Coke.
Charles Schwab and Company is America's leading discount broker. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why. This, a Schwab individual retirement account. A Schwab IRA is the free IRA. There's no setup fee, no maintenance fee, no termination fee. You're free to put your money in stocks, covered options, corporate bonds, a money market fund, even no-load mutual funds. And you're free to switch between investments whenever you want. When you want to order, you can phone toll-free, 24 hours a day, any day you want. And because this is a Schwab IRA, you can save up to 76% in broker's commissions when you buy or sell stocks. A Schwab IRA. It's free, and you're free to help your retirement money grow. Look into it. For your free Schwab IRA booklet and application, phone toll-free 800-228-3600. That's 800-228-3600. Charles Schwab, a Bank America company. Member SIPC.
Wednesday on Business Times, one company that still thinks a profit can be made with direct broadcast satellite TV. In Search of Excellence co-author Tom Peters says companies should smell of their customers. And reporter Andy McAfee has a conversation with a computer that can write poetry. Plus our usual up-to-the-minute business and economic news and analysis. So join us Wednesday for Business Times on ESPN.
Tonight, relive some of the NFL's greatest moments. You'll see highlights from 1981's AFC Playoff and NFC Championship. Tonight.
We're in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. We're live. This is ESPN's continuing coverage of the Brazilian Grand Prix. The car you're looking at is the local heroes. Ayton Senna, young Brazilian driver. He's been in the pits. He's been in third position, and he's lost that position, much to the concern of the Brazilian fans. The man who's leading the race is this one, Alan Prost, a Frenchman, now living in Switzerland, driving the McLaren-sponsored Brabham-sponsored McLaren, and there you see the order. Prost, Alboreto, De Angelis they've got up there, Senna, Tambi, and Arnoux.
Hello, De Angelis is driving a very fine race. He's just behind the first and second place car, but that could still be the strongest place to become the winner. Run on the British tracks, and then actually going down to Monza for the first of the events on September 9th, I believe it is. And it's certainly going to be good to see an American entrant coming back into Formula One.
Right, let's have a look as Alan Prost passed another back marker, is still holding his lead. Let's have a look at what happened in 1984 with the constructors. Now that's the teams themselves, the makers of those cars. The McLaren team won the Constructors' Championship with a record 143.5 points, something that's never been done ever in the history of the sport, even by people like Ferrari or Mercedes-Benz. Ferrari, in fact, were second last year with 57.5 points. What a difference, 143 to 57.
The Carol Haas team later in this year, everybody's looking forward to that. Alan Jones, as we said earlier, from Australia, coming back after retirement. He had asked me the question, and I was beginning to answer where we had to break. Alan will have a tough job coming back into Grand Prix racing to be super competitive to begin with. He's with a new team, and it'll be interesting to see how everybody gets together. It'll take a few races for everybody to feel comfortable again, and for Alan to get back up to speed with his mind as well as his body. But when he did retire from Grand Prix racing a few years back, I think he was the best at that time. Nicky Lauda's shown that people can come back and can win. So I should think we'll be looking forward to Alan Prost being at least competitive. Good mechanical development to fight the technical problems that we talked about earlier. Tire overheating, engines overheating, and drivers overheating. They come down here 2 weeks early to get into training with the heat. But still, there's nothing as strenuous as actually doing a race.
And Alan Prost is about to start, and he has just crossed the start-finishing line. He's got one more lap to go. This, for him, is going to be a rather long lap, but it certainly is 3.126 miles around. We're probably going to stay with him. He'll be tired. His muscles will be sore, his neck will be aching. He'll have lost probably the best part of 6 or 7 pounds in weight. His tag-engined McLaren with Marlboro sponsorship is going to bring him today a very happy Grand Prix victory, which will bring him up to 17 Grand Prix victories in total, which will beat the record set by Sterling Moss. He's still got to beat, of course, Nicky Lauda, who's got 24, and somebody called Jackie Stewart.
Somebody like that. Well, you know that Prost has very high goals. He's going to go after every record in the sport. Retirement is not even in his mind whatsoever, Jackie.
Well, he's 30 years of age, he's young, he's fit, and he's got his mind in gear, and he's on his very last lap as he goes through the S's. He's got a turn now to go down to the Lagoon.
I actually believe his contract with McLaren is for another 3 seasons. That was a very difficult negotiating point, but still, that was the end result of this year's contract.
Well, the checkered flag is being held by the official. They're coming into his last corner. He's braked for the last time. He's back on the power. He's driving his McLaren with Marlboro and Tag and everybody else very slowly past the finishing line. He had lots of time to do it. Now we're looking for Michele Alboreto to appear to take the checkered flag. Alan Prost is in his cooling down lap now. He must be very pleased and happy bad. Remember, he won this Brazilian Grand Prix last year.
And also, Goodyear must be extremely pleased. Number 2 man, Michele Alboreto, crossing the line.
And there's Michele Alboreto drawing a line behind him. Now, he hasn't finished yet, has he?
Actually, Michele Alboreto came across the line just seconds after Prost, and it was Rene Arnoux who crossed about 20 seconds back.
Okay, we'll be back live to Rio de Janeiro just in a few moments after these messages.
All truck companies talk tough, but only one puts its money where its mouth is. Dodge. Because only Dodge gives you a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty on engine, powertrain, and outer body rust-through. It covers new 85 full-size pickups, wagons, vans, and Ram Chargers, making Dodge the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
Hey, you want to know how to make a car sing? Well, after you wash it, just get out the old Armor All. First I do the tires. Makes them look like new again. Then I do the bumpers. Makes them look like bumpers again, yeah. Then I do the dash, the door panels. Then I hit the hoses. And when I'm finished with Armor All, this car is the envy of the entire living world.
And then he does his car.
Company car.
When you take on the track, you're taking your tires to the limit. BF Goodrich started it all, testing street radials in races like this and like this. The more we race, the more we prove what a tire can do. On cars like this and like this, BF Goodrich TA radials, built for you to take on the road.
H.B. Scott won a gold medal at the 1904 World's Fair because he made chewing tobacco like no one else. Today, that tradition lives on in H.B. Scott's premium blend. It's specially cut in ribbons from the tender part of each leaf. And it's this special cut that makes H.B. Scott such a smooth, clean chew. No other chewing tobacco looks or tastes like it, because no other brand is made like H.B. Scott's premium blend.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Friday, 3 more live bouts in ESPN's top-ranked boxing tournament. The main event features undefeated Troy Wortham and Roberto Mendez in the Eastern Division middleweight final. Plus, you'll see 2 junior middleweight semifinals. It's all live on Top Rank Friday.
So, from Rio de Janeiro, a live shot of the pit and the paddock area. The winner's rostrum, you can see Albareto's up there, Alain Prost is up there. Let me quickly give you the order. Alain Prost wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Alboreto second. De Angelis in the Lotus third. Arnoux in the Ferrari is fourth. Patrick Tandy is fifth. Jacques Lafitte is sixth. Johansson in the Tyrrell is seventh. Brundle in the Tyrrell is eighth. Alliot is ninth. And Terry Boutsen, coming from the very back, from 25th position after a slow start, gets into the top 10. Congratulations being offered to Alain Prost there by Elio De Angelis, the young Italian. Michele Alboreto with his back to you right now in the red overalls. Prost putting his Goodyear hat on, as of course they all have, because the first 3 positions are filled by Goodyear. John, what do you think?
Well, Jack, I think it's been a great start to ESPN Auto Racing 85. A very competitive race, several leaders, several different chassis, several different motors. Goodyear dominating things. And I want to thank everyone for watching us, and please ask them, Jackie, as you did before, to join us in Portugal in 2 weeks' time, again live.
21st of April, you be with us live. Now, the Brazilian Grand Prix has been brought to you by BF Goodrich, makers of a complete line of high-performance TA radios. And by Amarol. It's a science, but it works like magic. And by Dodge and the totally new Dodge Lancer, the revolutionary new age of sedans. Now, don't forget to join Bob Jenkins and Larry Nuber every Thursday evening at 7:30 Eastern for Speedweek. And be sure and join John and me for the second stop on the World Championship Tour as we present live coverage once again, remember live, of the Grand Prix of Portugal on Sunday 21st of April at 8:30. Get up early in the morning, 8:30 Eastern. Once again, Alain Prost wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is Jackie Stewart and John Bizignano from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. A happy Easter.
It was on this day, April the 21st, 1985, that the great Ayton Senna took his first Formula One victory in the Portuguese Grand Prix. His celebration as he came back into the Parc Fermé in the pouring rain, already half climbed out of his car, remains one of the iconic images in Formula One history. It was only his 17th Grand Prix weekend. First, he took pole position by 0.4 of a second, ahead of the McLaren of Alain Prost, and a full second clear of his Lotus teammate Elio De Angelis. Then on race day, the heavens opened, and Senna simply dominated the field, winning the 67-lap race by over a minute. In the charismatic black and gold Lotus car, the Brazilian, then aged just 25, was driving only his second Grand Prix in a competitive car. He'd had a breakthrough result the year before in Monaco, his first season in Formula One in driving rain, but this win was on an altogether different level.
It was a very hard race, even more difficult than last year at Monaco, because the conditions were a lot worse than Monaco. I could not see anything in front of me. With the cars going in front, it was impossible to see anything, and you had to go by, because it was a big difference in the pace that I was going. So it was one of the biggest moments that I had in the race.
It was the first of 41 Grand Prix victories for the brilliant Brazilian.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Milk Chocolate. That's creamy, blending crispies. Ooh, so dreamy. Gotta have it. It's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Crunches. Woo! Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
When I'm at the beach, I cover myself with WD-40.
Really? Because for the first time you can get this WD-40 t-shirt. Or block those rays with this hat. Even keep your six-pack cool. And WD-40 will spring for $4 or more on each item. You gotta admit it's a great deal. Especially with weather like this. Order WD-40 accessories at this display. Tell us your favorite use and get a bonus gift.
The home gym that treats your body to a 9-station workout. Trim Track. Durable, no-nonsense construction. Yet Trim Track can be yours on this special TV offer for just $39.95. It's a rowing machine. Perfect exercise for flattening the tummy. And you'll love quality touches like the padded seat and smooth as silk track action. The padded footlock is perfect for sit-ups. Gives you a trim, tight waistline. Hop on your knees for arm curls. Does miracles for arms and neck and chin. Trim Track. It's the fast track to the slender, younger figure you've been dreaming of. Just $39.95. Have your credit card ready and call now. Here's how to order.
To order, call 800-228-6333 or send $39.95 plus $5 shipping and handling to Trim Track, Box 9931, Canton, Ohio. Or have your credit card ready and call 800-228-6333.
There's a professional football league that believes having fun is the most important business at hand. The USFL, where football is still a game.
Fly the friendly skies of United, serving more of the nation's top 100 business centers than anyone.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Hello, everybody. David Sullivan here in the SportsCenter newsroom. Coming up, we've got USFL football action, San Antonio and Portland. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes from right now. Well, all the speculation is over. The University of Kentucky has made it official, and they have named 49-year-old Eddie Sutton of Arkansas to be the new basketball coach to succeed Joe B. Hall. At Arkansas, Eddie Sutton compiling a record of 260 and 75. His Razorbacks this season had a record of 22 and 13. They lost by 3 points to St. John's in the NCAA basketball tournament. So Eddie Sutton takes over as the head basketball coach at the University of Kentucky. The Wildcats of Villanova still basking in the glory of their national championship and upset over Georgetown in the title game at Rupp Arena in Lexington last night. The Wildcats arriving home in Philadelphia today to a hero's welcome. Police estimating 25 to 30,000 people lining the downtown streets as the Wildcats were in an hour parade about 10 blocks long on the back of a flatbed truck, prominently displaying the championship trophy for their victory over Georgetown. And we'll be back in just a minute here on SportsCenter Plus with more after this break.
If you subscribe to the American dream, you should subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. Every business day, the Journal helps your American dream come true with complete coverage of your business, your money, and much more. Call toll-free 800-527-5300 and get 6 months of the Journal for $56. That's $7.50 off the cover price. 6 months, just $56. Call 800-527-5300 now for the Wall Street Journal.
9 games on the NBA schedule coming up tonight. Let's look through it very quickly. The Pistons of Detroit on the road at Indiana. Philadelphia at Atlanta. The 76ers going without Andrew Toney, who's out with an ankle injury. And Dr. J as well will miss the game for the Sixers. Washington at Cleveland. New Jersey playing at Chicago. The Celtics on the road to take on the Bucks in Milwaukee. Seattle and Phoenix will round up the schedule later on with the Lakers going at Denver. Houston at Portland. And Dallas playing at Golden State. That is your NBA schedule for this Tuesday night. I'm David Sullivan. USFL football is up next.
Running isn't Lewis's only football talent. Walter has completed over 54% of his passes, hitting on 13 TD aerials. He's the top-rated quarterback in the USFL. 2 games ago, Orlando coach Lee Corso elevated Reggie Collier to number 1 quarterback, replacing Jerry Goldstein. Collier responded in record-setting fashion. In the overtime loss at Jacksonville, Reggie ran for 171 yards, and he scored 4 times. Collier has had his problems, however. Through the air, Reggie has not had enough completions to the likes of Joey Walters, and he's still looking for his very first TD connection of the 1985 season. So tonight, while Lee Corso has his fingers crossed for Collier completions and a first pro coaching win, Pepper Rogers hopes that this visit to Orlando is just what the doctor ordered to halt a 3-game slide. The Memphis Showboats looking for their 4th win of the season against the winless but improving Orlando Renegades here at Orlando Stadium. Hi, everybody. Fred Manfro along with Marv Levy here in Central Florida. Marv, the way things have been going for both teams, neither can afford a loss tonight.
This is a very important game for both teams. The Showboats have lost 3 in a row. If they're to make a run for the championship in their division, they have to have a breakthrough tonight. So far as the Renegades are concerned, they've played better. They've come close. They've fought their hearts out. They have the finger in the dike, but that dam's going to break if they don't win one pretty soon.
Walter Lewis of Memphis, the top-rated quarterback of the United States Football League, but surprisingly, we may see some of his backup this evening.
Yes, we might. Pepper Rogers has seen 3 classic quarterbacks go against him in Stout, Hebert, and John Reeves. He feels that to pull a game out, you need a classic-type passer. Mike Kelly's that guy. He told us he may use him some.
Reggie Collier has impressive stats for Orlando. Any halfback or fullback would be envious. However, as a quarterback, he's having trouble putting the ball in the air and having it complete.
Yes, he's running super, but no touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, only 1 game over 100 yards passing. He has not yet produced as a passer. The team has played better with him in the lineup, but he still hasn't passed well enough.
So tonight we'll find out whether Orlando will win its first game and whether Memphis will stop its 3-game slide.
Want to build a super day? Then start with the one great taste that makes a super bowl of cereal. Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Just think of crispy golden flakes.
Delicious, crunchy flakes of corn.
So pure and simple, just can't wait.
Low in sugar, loaded with vitamins and iron.
So good for you, don't hesitate.
For a super bowl of our most nutritious corn flakes ever.
What a super bowl. Have yourself a super bowl. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Super taste, super good. Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Crest presents A Day at the Dentist.
This is where I was sitting and I was waiting for my turn at the dentist's office. The dentist said that your teeth were great. It made me feel glad I was using Crest.
Among dentists who recommend specific brands, more dentists usually recommend Crest than all other leading toothpaste combined.
2 of my best friends are Crest and the dentist.
Orange your keys, orange your keys. Word Crest.
Crest makes my day.
Introducing the great new taste of Coca-Cola. The best tasting Coca-Cola you ever had.
It's a hit. It's a Coke. Coke is it. A great new taste. It is opening night. A colossal event. It is reaching new heights. It's the smile on your face from the very first taste. It's exceeding the goal. It's leading the race. It's just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke, Coke is it.
It's Coca-Cola with a new taste, a new sensation, a new explosion of wonderfulness in your mouth. Go ahead, try it.
A choice to change it.
as sweet as you. It's home on the range, it's the river the new. It's just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it.
Friday, grab a ringside seat for all-out, full-contact karate action. Lightning-fast John Moncayo comes out swinging against challenger Larry McFadden. It's a showcase for PKA's best light middleweight contenders, and you'll be there for the blow-by-blow, Friday, only on ESPN.
It's a high kick, but short. Parrish takes it at the 13. Parrish some big room to the 35. Parrish, who's gone 95 yards for a touchdown earlier, is going to go all the way. Touchdown, Orlando. Returns the ball 87 yards for the touchdown, his second touchdown return of the season.
This is a middle return all the way. He blasted straight up the middle the way a kickoff return man should do it. He's going north-south every inch of the way when he can, not doing a lot of dancing. He leads the Eastern Division in kickoff returns, and this ought to put him right up there among the leaders in the entire league.
Lee Corso with the jubilation as Jeff Brockhouse will attempt the PAT. Kicking out of the hold of Greg Cater. 7-0 now. Orlando jumps in front of Memphis. Just like that, the Orlando Renegades have taken the lead. 7-0 over the Memphis Showboats here in Orlando.
Excuse me, you got a watch?
Yes, it's
No, you got a watch. We need an A-watch. You don't want a watch, you want a watch. I'm on the Tron.
You can have a watch, but you can't have two a watch.
A-watch, 3-A-watch, 4-A-watch, 5.
A-Watch by Armatron. Swiss quartz accuracy, water resistant, incredibly inexpensive. No matter which watch you watch.
You don't want a watch, you want a watch. I'm on the Tron.
Live today Chevrolet with Cavalier.
Fly the coupe, pop the top. The look is trim, thrills non-stop as the road rolls on.
Today's Cavalier has the electronic fuel-injected power and front drive you're looking for, plus an interior that comforts your very soul. Pick the Cavalier that fits your life and live it.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Live it.
Chevy.
Some people like the taste of Coke, and some people like the taste of Pepsi. But some people go out of their way for the taste of RC.
Your best friends, the little pup. Friends while you're both growing up. A trusting friend who's always there. A trusting friend who always cares. The friendship's there every day, even when you go away.
Pets add so much to our lives. He'll be back. That's why for more than half a century, Purina has searched for ways to help pets live longer, healthier lives. And that's why Purina pet foods contain all the nutrition your pet needs. Look for the checkerboard and help your pet live a longer, healthier life.
Friendship's there every day. The friendship never goes away.
We're Purina, and we're helping pets live longer, healthier lives.
And again, we have the line drive kick that will go into the end zone. Williams will go back, kneel down, and will come out to the 20. Touchdown catch of the season.
Get another look. You get a lot of man-to-man coverage down here inside the 15-yard line. Lewis comes back. He reads the free safety very well. Drills the ball to Mosier. The same type of pass he completed twice for touchdowns last week to Derek Crawford. Mosier getting the inside shoulder. There we see the delivery. It's a well-thrown ball, just a little bit off his back shoulder, and Mosier does a good job of turning in for the touchdown.
Tight end Mark Rowell making the reception there.
I beg your pardon. It was Rowell that was split out then, if that's the case. Rowell was a split receiver.
And the point after by Chuck Bushback is good. So it's now a tie ball game here in Orlando, 7-7.
Strength, pride, tradition. For centuries, the Clydesdales have been known as a special breed. Today, the Clydesdales symbolize Budweiser's dedication to quality, superior ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and a distinctively clean, crisp taste only Budweiser can offer. Quality taste, because this Bud's for you.
Chuckwagon gravy is here.
Chuckwagon brand dog food from Purina is here, now with the big taste of gravy.
Chuckwagon gravy is here.
The 60s was the wild look. The 70s was the let it be look. The 80s is the neat look. And Vitalis lets it be your look. To style, or groom, or hold. Vitalis makes it look better any way you wear your hair. Always good looking, natural, and very well groomed. For the neat look of the 80s, America's great classic, Vitalis has it all. So you can have it all.
Ready? Say cheese. Better cheddar.
Okay, say cheese.
Better cheddar.
When you say better cheddars, you're really saying cheese, because we bake in real cheddar cheese for a light, crisp, real cheese taste.
Everybody ready? Say better cheddar.
Now in Squid's, blue cheese, and nacho. When you say better cheddars, you're really saying cheese.
ESPN keeps the total sports promise Wednesday. First, we'll show you some of the most amazing shots inside the PGA Tour. Then take a river ride down the Colorado with our Fishin' Hole crew and set the bait for another Outdoors TV Magazine adventure. Bowling's up next. Hall of Famer Dick Weber leads an all-star field into the PBA Seniors Championship, and you'll see it live only on ESPN. Meet the winners Wednesday.
Gary Anderson, the top rusher in the United States Football League, and what an exciting football player he is, and you have an opportunity to see him Saturday night. And in our ball game, Curtis Bledsoe is number 5 rushing in the USFL, and with a team like Orlando, that's a lot to say. Bushback kicks off. We'll see if Mr. Parrish repeats his heroics, but it doesn't go to Parrish this time. Up over the 25 to the 29-yard line is William Miller, and that'll be it for Miller as he stopped at the 29-yard line of the Renegades, so they'll have it 1st and 10 from there. A nice drive put on by the Showboats to tie the score, Mark.
Yes, actually what turned it around, there was a fumble, a pass interference penalty, and a scramble by Lewis, but it took him 8 plays to go 64 yards with a good chunk of the clock, 5:09.
Now Reggie Collier, the great out of southern Mississippi, has Ricky Klatt and Curtis Bledsoe stacked behind him. Bledsoe with a quick drive forward. You can hear the guys down there with the grunts and groans as Brett Williams made the tackle.
Looks like a man down, Fred.
Looks like an injury down at about the 29-yard line. Ed Fulton, the right guard, is having a tough time, and I think Ed's going to be relieved.
Collier makes an excellent fake here, and so does Bledsoe. He comes out. Walters ran a beautiful route, drove Cade back into the end zone, then had to come back to get the ball. Here we'll see him as he drives down like he's going deep on Cade. He's got him convinced he's going deep now. Pushes off a little bit, but Cade was in his way as much. Ball delivered right in the belly, and Collier has sure performed tonight.
Of course, there's the case of the 8-year veteran going against the rookie. 1st and goal to go for the Renegades. Collier trying to drive it into the end zone. Touchdown, Orlando. We'll see how Reggie Collier puts on the 13 points.
Wedges right over Mark Fisher and Dan Corbin, who came in at right guard for Ed Fulton. He just had to get a few inches. He got them. They're worth 6 points.
Now there go the Renegades as they trot downfield. Reggie Collier has now rushed for 7 touchdowns this season. Jeff Brockhouse will be kicking out of the hold of punter Greg Cater. Brockhouse is perfect on the year, 12 of 12. Make it 13 of 13. So the fans here have something to cheer about in Orlando. 1:58 to play in the first quarter. But there's a flag down on the field here. There's a flag, hold everything. Lee Corso signaling he doesn't want the penalty if it's against Memphis. Mossy Cade may have come offside for the Memphis Showboats.
Offside, number 81 on the defense. Points good. Penalized on the kickoff.
Wasn't Mossy Cade, but Preston Brown. So 1:58 to play in the first quarter. Orlando leads Memphis here in Orlando.
Have you looked at Allstate homeowners insurance rates lately? Nope. They may be lower than you think. They are low. Compare Allstate rates for old homes, new homes, even dream homes.
Bring your policy into Allstate and compare. See how low our rates really are.
Wow. They're low. A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Here's Chris Everett Lloyd.
When I'm working, I make sure I have the best equipment, the best shoes, the best racket, and between sets, the best tasting refreshment I can find. Lipton Iced Tea Mix with NutraSweet. Lipton's a great thirst quencher, and I think its special blend makes it taste best. And out here, anything less than the best just isn't good enough.
Would my esteemed colleague kindly repeat the question?
Gladly, Senator. What time does Wee Willie Winkie run through the town?
Trivial Pursuit. It's more than a game. It's a national obsession. It's here. Big Bird! It's there. It's everywhere. And the fun keeps coming. Trivial Pursuit. Because every American is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of trivia. From South Show and Writer.
A little confusion can be fun, but not when you're looking at long-distance phone companies. Because all companies aren't the same, you have to watch out for the unexpected. No operator service and no service from any small town. Different levels of transmission quality and no immediate credit for wrong numbers. Only one company comes with no surprises. AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
AT&T, the right choice.
The essence of hitting. George Brett.
Some guys say it's the rhythm, reading the pitch. For me, it's a feeling that says I'm going downtown.
The essence of shaving.
This is Atra by Gillette. It pivots so the twin blades stay on your beard longer. But what Atra is all about is the feeling that says you just got Gillette's best shave.
Gillette, the essence of shaving.
For a change of something to cheer about here in Central Florida. A high kick. Williams took it at the 11. He's got a lane. What a hit! What a hit by Wilfred Morgan, who just upended Henry Williams.
Morgan's discipline is great. He's the contained man on that side. He kept his position, let Williams come to him, and then made a beautiful tackle. But it was too late. He was there in time to make the tackle, not break up the pass.
Sidney. The up back in the eye. The handoff goes to the deep back. The former Buckeye, Tim Spencer, and Spencer is slashed down, making the good hit, Jeff George. Ron Freeman also there to slow the running back, Tim Spencer, down.
Coming into this game.
Now we're going to have a timeout called down on the field. Taken by the Orlando Renegades as we had some problem in the defensive backfield.
There's a style in your life no one could ever never deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way, you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's make the love.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's make the love.
I'm a hairdresser in Ohio, but I'm a beachcomber in New York.
I love New York.
I'm a tugboat skipper in Nova Scotia, but I'm a wine sipper in New York.
I love New York.
New York is a summer wonderland. Call now for your free vacation guide and discover a whole new you.
I'm a star on Broadway, but in New York, I'm just part of the scenery. I love New York.
Sleek aerodynamic styling. Phenomenal handling. Advanced electronics. Unexpected comfort. And an ingeniously smooth power plant. Priced from only $53.89. Until now, an economy car with all this was only a mirage. It still is. The Mitsubishi Mirage.
Dick! Send this by Emory to Pittsburgh. And if it's not there by 10:30 tomorrow, I'm holding you personally responsible.
Send this by airborne to San Diego. And if it's not there by 10:30 a.m., Dick, you're in big trouble.
Send this by Pure Later to Seattle. And it better get there by 10:30. Dick.
If you were in Dick's shoes, you'd probably do what Dick's going to do.
Hello, Federal.
Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else?
Score in front of them. Their team looking for their first win of the season. And we have the nickel defense on the field. That's why we had the timeout called by the Renegades to get that nickel down and pat, because we have the third and long yardage. Mosier in motion, and breaking offside was Scott Hutchinson from that right end. And long. See what Lewis comes up with. Over the middle, incomplete in the end zone. Moser was the intended receiver, covering him like a blanket. We had Victor Jackson along with Mike Guess. And Lupe Sanchez also back there.
It's a well-thrown ball by Lewis. Drop back, a 7-step drop, looks around. He drills it down the middle in the end zone, just hopes that your guy comes up with it. Actually, the ball was in the receiver's hands and did come out of it. He had the advantage. He could see where it was coming from, and Sanchez was just trying to double cover the defender from the inside.
Well, now Chuck Bushbeck will have his opportunity. His longest in college was 49 yards. He's going to be attempting one here from 47 into the breeze. Out of the hole to the punter. Ruff. The kick is high, but it's going to be short. Not enough leg by Chuck Bushbeck. And the Orlando Renegades, thanks to the penalty, have held, Marv Levy.
They were only about 2-3 yards short on the kick. That might have made a difference.
7:58 to play in the first half here in Orlando. The Renegades homestanding lead Memphis.
Introducing the new soft drink that's got the juice. Slice. We got the juice, and I said glass. A burst of juice in every glass. We got the taste, we got the twist. We got what's right instead of love for this. 10% real juice. We got the juice, we got the splash. New science, we got the taste that no one has. We got the juice and nice and fast. We got the taste in every glass. We got the juice. Diet too. Slice, slice.
Kids grow up so fast these days.
And we're expected to keep up and cope by capturing each memorable moment on film.
That's why we bought the new Olympus Quick Shooter, you point.
You shoot simple. I'll explain this part. Olympus calls it the Quick Shooter because it's the world's quickest 35mm flash camera. Recycles every second and a half, keeps flashing up to 5 years, and avoids those awful words. Wait, the flash isn't ready yet. It's autofocus, auto advance, auto exposure, auto rewind.
Auto everything.
Well, with Olympus, the flick is quick, so we won't miss a trick.
Look, baby's taking her first steps. Sure takes after you.
Another memorable moment, thanks to
Olympus quick shooter. Even quicker than you know who.
For a really great deal on designer shirts. Marshalls. For the hot shot. We've got a lot. Marshalls. And the fit? A direct hit. Marshalls. In a world where the best things in life often come with an equally impressive price tag, there's Marshalls. Brand names for less. Call for the store nearest you.
Germany, Britain, Japan, Sweden, France, Italy. You have questioned America's ability to create a high-performance luxury automobile. Here's America's answer. The 1985-98 Oldsmobile. 98? Front-wheel drive. Multi-port fuel-injected engine. Four-wheel independent suspension. The 1985-98. Now, that's America's answer.
They have the lead, and of course they get the football there thanks to the turnovers, something that really the Memphis Showboats have not suffered very much this season, Mark Levy.
No, the fewest in the league. However, they haven't gotten many turnovers to help that figure be as meaningful as it might be otherwise.
Reggie Collier, of course, the quarterback for the Orlando Renegades. Ricky Klatt with the football, a good step as Klatt picks up yardage that he wouldn't ordinarily have had he just barreled forward. He gets it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. John Corker is there. Using two if they use any at all.
They do. They're very skin tight. I used to feel that the gloves were a hindrance, but I've really come to change my mind on the way they're constructed today. I think they help.
In cold weather, but here, I don't know. Third down. Still at the 15-yard line. The throw is Collier. He's got pressure. Corker coming, so is Hammond. But Collier will run it inside the 10, maybe to the 8-yard line. Mike Fox pushing him out from Bethune-Cookman.
He's built low to the ground. Watch how quick his feet start to stutter now as he keeps trying to move forward, and he pulls in there. A very tough, competitive player. I'll tell you right now, the Showboat looks like it sprung a leak. They got to stop him here.
12 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Gades of Orlando have a lead by 7, 14-7, and we will not get another playoff before we go to the final quarter. The fans here anticipating something historic, the first win for Orlando. Again, going to the fourth quarter, Orlando leading Memphis.
All right, listen up, Chicken McNuggets.
Yeah?
Remember, you're McDonald's, 100% chicken, so show me your stuff.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah, McNuggets.
Are we just nuggets?
What do you mean, just nuggets?
I don't know.
You're McNuggets, made from whole breasts and thighs.
That's good, huh, Coach?
Good, it's the best. Remember,
Right.
sticks and stones will break your bones.
We got no bones, Coach.
Just testing you. We want McNuggets. McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Listen to those fans. Now, go get them.
You know how you feel. Bounce? The way some banks handle your account. They let your checks bounce. Take weeks to clear checks. Or close just when you need money. It can drive you wild. What you need is the City One account from Citibank. City One's credit line gives you bounce-free checking, instant cash for deposited checks, and 24-hour access to your money. So don't get wild. Get a City One account today. It's your city. Citibank.
Got a shape you want to keep? Try Nestea Free with NutraSweet. Nestea Free is so nice. Oh, nice. Light and sugar-free. Gotta be zesty, gotta be Nestea. Nestea Free is a superior blend of choice teas, lemon, and NutraSweet with the great taste you love. All grass tastes fast, which tea thinks fast. Nestea Free. It's sugar-free. Nestea Free.
My Steve, when those headaches made him feel helpless, it hurt me. Finally, I convinced him to try my Nuprin.
Who'd have thought this little yellow pill was more powerful than my regular strength Tylenol? It is different.
Nuprin contains the non-prescription strength of the same medicine that's in Motrin tablets.
My headache's gone, and fast. And Nuprin didn't upset my stomach.
If aspirin allergic, before taking Nuprin, ask your doctor.
Nuprin. Its medicine has power over pain.
Orlando has that 7-point margin now, but they're trying to add to that. They have it second and goal to go from the 1-yard line. The last time Collier was in this position, he went in for the touchdown. Look at that statistic, Mark. This time it gives to Klatt. Klatt is stymied as he got to the 1-yard line. Here. 3rd and goal to go from the 2 now. Eyes stacked behind him. Collier will try to go himself. Collier looking at the end zone, diving for the touchdown. Reggie Collier, his 2nd of the night. Reggie Collier went for that touchdown marker and extended the ball in and got the 6.
The play-action pass, he came out, couldn't find anyone. He stuck it out and touched the pylon in the corner, which if he does before any part of him is out of bounds, means touchdown. You don't have to cross the goal line, you have to get to it. Great effort. I don't know if his knee were out of bounds or not first, but had it been on the other side of the field, Pepper might have asked for a red flag, but it's a touchdown and it's not being disputed. Great effort by Collier.
20-7 is the lead for the Orlando Renegades now with 14:10 to play in the football game. Brockhouse trying to keep his string going of perfect on the season for extra points. Not a very pretty kick, but it counts. And so we have a 21-7 lead for Orlando over the Memphis Showboats.
Introducing the great new taste of Coca-Cola.
It's a hit, it's a Coke, Coke is it. Great new taste is opening night. A colossal event is reaching new heights. It's the smile on your face from the very first day. It's exceeding the goal. It's leading the race. It's just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it.
The other night it started right. The kids were all asleep. So I snuffed up our favorite chips and I did not make a peep. I got in bed and then I said, baby, what's on TV? Knock, knock, who's that? Can we cover who? Afro Ruffles too. Everybody wants my Ruffles. Ruffles red potato chips. Everybody wants some ridges. Wants some action. Wants some Ruffles satisfaction. Everybody wants my Ruffles red potato chips. What are you doing home?
We caught the limit. We're going out again tomorrow. Now, from now on, this is my lucky shirt.
Maybe lucky, but also smelling.
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't smell it, huh?
What?
Sweat and big mouth bass. Take it off. Take it off.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to burn it.
But this is my lucky shirt.
Take it easy. I'm going to try and wash it. Between you and me, I don't know if I'm ever going to get the smell out. And this dirt... What's that?
Ketchup.
On your back?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me. Oh, lucky. We'll be lucky if Tide can get this clean.
Tide can do it. It not only gets out the sweaty dirt, it'll power out the smelly odors, too. Tide keeps on going through some of the toughest dirt and won't stop till even the ketchup's gone, because Tide just won't quit till your clothes come clean.
I never thought this would come clean.
Oh, this looks great.
The smell's gone, too.
My lucky shirt.
Lucky for you, there was Tide.
Sure, because on dirt and odors, Tide just won't quit till your clothes come clean.
Counted for 2 Orlando touchdowns with that 21-7 lead. He's only played 3 games, Marv, and look at that total.
Second leading scorer in the USFL in only 3 games. He is the only person to score a rushing touchdown for the Renegades this year.
Brockhouse kicks it high. Coming downfield for Memphis was Henry Williams. Harold Randolph to make the stop, and we'll see if Mike Kelly, number 12, will be in at quarterback. Okay, here he comes. As promised, Mike Kelly is at quarterback. He played at Georgia Tech under his current head coach, Pepper Rogers, 6'3", 198 pounds, and he's more of the pure passing style quarterback.
Yes, he is, and strangely enough, Orlando changed from a passing quarterback to a more running quarterback. Goldstein to Reggie Collier, and now Memphis is doing the same. I guess that what the person at the other table orders always looks better than what you did.
Grass is always greener, huh? Wide to the right side goes Gerald Bradley. 2 receivers to the near side left. Here comes the draw. Harry Sidney. Sidney brings it to the 39, and Charles Riggins is there. First down. Mike Kelly. Harry Sidney spinning. Sidney into the end zone. An individual effort got 6 for Memphis that time.
That was a beautifully executed drive. They came back right from the kickoff return. Henry Williams steamed that ball back out. And Orlando, of course, has to be careful they don't start celebrating. They should have realized the importance of stopping that drive. Spencer getting a piece of it. Sidney hits, spins. He's running better than I've seen him run all season so far. Fights his way clear, and they are a very determined team coming back. Now they're still with 12 minutes left. They're down by just 7 points. Anybody's game. 7 points if they make this PAT.
Victor Jackson and Lupe Sanchez had the opportunity to stop Harry Sidney inside that 5, but Sidney just barreled into the end zone. So we'll see now what Mr. Chuck Bushback can do. Over last week, Alan Duncan missed the PAT try against Tampa Bay, and that cost him his job. The snap is back, the kick is high, the kick is long, and the point is added by Chuck Bushback. So with 12:16 to play in the football game, it's Orlando 21.
If you need life insurance protection, a good chunk of it, but you don't want to keep paying for it forever, look into QuickPay, the different kind of life insurance from Transamerica. With QuickPay, you decide the number of years you want to pay for your coverage. 3, 5, 7, that's it. You're paid up for life. You're protected for life. Let me show you. Say you're like me, 40, don't smoke, and you need $100,000 of protection. And you want your payments to end in 5 years. Look, you pay $1,454 a year. A total of $7,270 in premiums. Not a cent more. You have $100,000 in protection from the word go. All along the way, your Transamerica QuickPay policy builds tax-deferred cash value at high current interest rates. And you don't pay even 1 premium after the first 5 years. QuickPay from Transamerica. Find out about it. Quick. For complete details about QuickPay, call 800-372-3000. Toll free, that's 800-372-3000. Call now.
In 1832, a very special man joined a new unit of the Illinois militia.
Volunteers, choose your captain.
I'm the toughest man here. I'll be captain.
Hold on. I'll wrestle you for it.
The National Guard and Reserve was called the militia when Abraham Lincoln took time off his job to join.
I'm Jeb Lane.
Abe Lincoln, the new captain.
If Lincoln worked for you today, would you give him time off to serve his country? There are guardsmen and reservists who work for you now. Be fair to them. Their readiness is still vital. Protect their future while they protect yours.
Mike Kelly, who just directed that drive, an impressive drive considering the fact Kelly had not taken a snap from center in the game, and he came in and brought him downfield and put on a key touchdown for them. Miller with the football. Miller up to the 25, to the 27-yard line. Stopped there by Doran Major of Memphis.
Time because Collier didn't have any open receivers, was holding the ball a great deal of the time. It's quite a chore for Patton to be asked to handle.
Crawford number 9, Williams 89 deep. Greg Cater kicking into the breeze here in Orlando. On the 4th down, what a kick. Hangs high, fair catch requested, and not made as the ball goes loose, still rolling loose on the ground.
Pin to a touch. Pin to a touch.
We'll have to wait and see. Coming up with the football was Kelvin Atkins for Orlando, but the officials are going to have to sort this one out to see whether they say that it was interfered by Orlando, which I think they're going to say.
No, I don't think it was.
Well, let's see.
Okay, we had a little disagreement. That's fine.
Let's see what happens here, huh? The officials are going to sort things out. They're in concern because the fair catch was signaled, and the intended receiver was not around the football, and it was hit by an Orlando Renegade. I think Lupe Sanchez got down there first to touch the ball.
First touching by the kicking team. Memphis ball at this spot.
The ball hit the coverage man is what he's saying. Therefore, they have possession. They have Memphis.
Hit his helmet. Hit Lupe Sanchez on the helmet as Williams was calling for the fair catch.
So Memphis has the choice, which naturally means they'll take the ball.
9:57 to play in the football game. Orlando 21.
This is Big Ben, and this is the man who sets it. It's his job to keep this clock so accurate you could set your watch by it, as millions of Londoners do. The big question is, how does he check the accuracy of Big Ben? With the Citizen, the watch so accurate you could set a clock by it. Citizen watches, the smartest engineering ever strapped to a wrist.
The makers of Tylenol have recently made pain relief better with extra-strength caplets. Look. Caplets are specially coated and shaped so they're easy to swallow. Try caplets for extra-strength relief that's easy to swallow. Only from Tylenol.
You know this crew gets heartburn. And when they do, there's no time to stop. No wonder so many people take Rolaids. With Rolaids, you can keep going. Rolaids spells 100% relief.
When the whole wide world narrows down to just
Being together's nicer with Dentyne. You see, not even mouthwash can freshen your breath better than when you're enjoying Dentyne.
brush your breath with Dentyne.
Just under 10 minutes to go in the football game. They trailed by 7. The last time Kelly took a drive, they went downfield, scored in under 2 minutes. That's how long that drive lasted. Mike Kelly, who replaced Walter Lewis on the last drive, still at quarterback. Harry Sidney tripped up in the backfield. Scott Hutchinson may have gotten his feet tangled with Sidney's feet to trip him up. Stadium. There's the time remaining in the football game. A 7-point differential. The team with the football now trailing the Orlando Renegades. That's the Memphis Showboat. 3rd and 23 following the penalty. Kelly downfield. The pass complete. And a flag down as Wiki Porter made the reception, picking up the big yardage for the first down, bringing it down to Orlando territory at the 47-yard line. Ed Jackson back to make the tackle. You have the officials conferring now. Ed Jackson is down.
Face mask, number 44 on the defense. First down.
Mike Guess yanking on the face mask there. Let's watch it.
You couldn't throw a better ball than what Kelly threw here. There's man-to-man coverage. He stays in the cup even though he's been rushed. Looks downfield here. Or Porter hits him. Jackson had man-to-man coverage.
Kelly.
Coverage on man-to-man coverage on that down. The strong safety was blitzing. The free safety should have picked him up.
And it's goal to go for the Memphis Showboats from the 1-yard line of Orlando. Spencer in the backfield along with Harry Sidney here on the short yardage. Rao in motion. Pitch to Harry Sidney. He's going to be tackled. No, he's not. He gets away, but he's still tackled for the loss. Fumbles the football. Picked up by Jeff George. George is running, but I think they're going to call the play dead. They're calling the play dead.
They call it dead. That means no fumble either. If it's blown dead, it's no fumble. Is that a big thing? Pepper heaves the biggest sigh of relief of the evening.
So it'll be second down.
Looks like Dick Jackson.
Let's watch and see what happens.
Here's Jackson doing a great job penetrating into the backfield there. Sidney fights his way up. Both teams scrapping very hard. Jackson gets back up again. Seems to hurt his arm right there as he comes on the play.
Rao going to the end zone. Rao has the ball batted away. Jeff George with a good defensive play.
Fine play. Very good play. No. That was a tough one. That's a tough one to accept. Second down again.
Kelly throws incomplete. Intended for Mosier. Again, the man on the spot, Jeff George, and he responded.
George playing very well here.
The frustration of Pepper Rogers.
That was a very difficult penalty decision, I feel, for Orlando. Pass again. The ball thrown just a little bit too high for Mosier. Very close. Ball is delivered on very good rhythm. He's running shoulder to shoulder with George. Had a chance just off his fingertips.
Well, Bushbeck trying his first pro field goal to get it good, and he does. Bushbeck had missed a couple earlier, but this time he tacks on the 3. So 4:25 to play in the football game. Orlando 21, Memphis now 17.
This Bud's for everyone who puts the roads on the map.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Are antiperspirants unfair to women?
Yeah. He gets Speed Stick, the wide stick, and I get a narrow one.
Unfair, you bet. He gets solid protection and I get something delicate.
But now there's Lady Speed Stick, effective Speed Stick protection that glides on dry. And it's made specially for a woman, so it's gentle.
Lady Speed Stick antiperspirant protects you like a man.
But still treats you like a woman. That's fair.
Lady Speed Stick.
By men.
This is the symbol of excellence in overnight delivery.
All right, you'll have them for the game tomorrow. Don't worry. Hey, and sink one for me, huh?
This is Express Mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $10.75, about half what most others charge. And when you need it there tomorrow, we deliver.
Marcon sinks it to win 91-90.
Express Mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
Sunday, NASCAR's Southern 500 is live on ESPN. Point standings leader Bill Elliott will pick up a cool $1 million bonus if he can hold off all challengers. But the race is being run at Darlington Speedway, known as the track that's too tough to tame. Find out if Elliott beats the odds, live Sunday.
Less than 4.5 minutes to play in the football game. This man's team, Pepper Rogers, trailing there, 21-17. Mark, were you surprised that Pepper didn't go for the 7 points and went for the 3?
No, I think he made the right move, in my opinion. If he goes for the 7, 9 yards, doesn't make it, they walk away with no points. This way they have a field goal. They got to play some defense, but now they can win with a touchdown.
Bushbeck kicks it high with the football. And coming up is Mark Harrison. Harrison to the 24-yard line
with a weak defense.
Collier looking downfield. He gets away from White. Mike Whittington there, along with Corker. Let's watch John Corker.
Here's Corker faced off on the receiver, but as if he's going to cover him, but he rushes. He's picked up by Curtis Bledsoe, does an excellent job on him. Collier probably would have been better off running all the way on this. Corker, by being blocked, nearly comes up with the play of the night, but couldn't quite hold on.
Cater kicking into the breeze now. One safety back for Memphis. Cater will get it away from the 5. He spirals it, but it won't turn over. A fair catch is called for, but it takes an Orlando bounce inside the 40 to the 39-yard line, and it's down there by Lupe Sanchez.
If you're going to signal a well, I understand why he didn't want him to handle it. He might have been told not to handle the ball. But if you're going to signal a fair catch, I think you ought to go ahead and get it, because if that thing rolls way downfield, you can't afford it. If Bradley had run it out and up, it would have been very exciting.
Of course, a field goal here in this situation just puts them within 1 point. They've got to get the 6.
There are no field goals now, and I'm sure Peppers turned to his special teams coach and said, don't send that field goal team out there.
You need the touchdown. Ball at the 31 on the second down. Kelly fires in, complete. Caught for the intended receiver, overthrown. Albert Gray there. 1:09 to go in the ball game. This will be a historic night in Orlando. The first win for the franchise down here in Central Florida. The fourth straight loss for Pepper Rogers if they don't get the football into the end zone.
Don't start celebrating yet. Here's a replay. The play we just saw. Going down the middle to Rao again, who's been his favorite receiver tonight. Crawford's been essentially shut off. Just it's not Rao, it's to
Ricky Porter.
Ricky Porter, the back down the middle. Rao is running in that spot so often, I just assumed it was him.
Well,
it was to Porter.
Well, he's got 30 seconds to get the ball off. He's wasted now down to 10 seconds. Curtis Bledsoe should be protecting that football for dear life as he comes up over the 31 to the 32-yard line. A timeout called by Memphis. They'll be down to 2 timeouts remaining. 52 seconds to go in the football game.
You tell your team, don't get hurt. Get off the field if you can, because that's a timeout. They actually don't call a timeout. Don't go out of bounds, and don't get a penalty.
The Memphis Showboats really have a tough schedule upcoming. They've got the Stars, who beat the Houston Gamblers. They've got the Generals. They've got the Run and Shoot of Denver. Birmingham and Houston. 5 rugged football games upcoming.
That's why tonight's game is so important for them. I'm not going to say was, because there are 52 seconds on that clock. They can call enough timeouts to at least force a punt, try to block it if they can. They can call enough timeouts to do it.
So Reggie Collier and the Orlando Renegades have to kill 52 seconds. And victory is theirs for the first time as the Orlando Renegades. Collier again to Bledsoe. This time Bledsoe protecting the ball.
He doesn't want to think about gaining any yards.
Collier with the football, better protected. Reggie trying to spread. He goes!
Yes, he did.
Collier down the sideline. He's going to go! Collier to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown! Let's watch this one again. A beautiful run by Reggie Collier.
He is contained on the play. He is contained on the play, but he gives a move, and here he really turns it on, high-stepping down that sideline. And from this point on, when something defies description, let it.
Third touchdown of the night, running for Reggie Collier.
We said that Memphis had to contain Collier running a moment ago. I said, well, they've done pretty well. And then next play, there was Reggie.
27-17. 28-17 now with 33 seconds to play in the football game. Let's watch Reggie Collier now take off and put on that tremendous speed that he possesses.
Streaking down the sideline here. Actually, Carlton Rose, number 91, had him contained, but Collier put a great move on.
Look at Reggie. He's happy.
Well deserves to be.
And there's Lee Corso being embraced by his son. The Showboats. Parker brings it up to the 34-yard line, and the clock stopped. Fans countdown victory number 1 for Orlando. Big Lee Corso just won the Rose Bowl the way he's being carried off the field.
Wow. He's going to run to the office and start getting ready for next week's game right now.
Well, the coaches leave, one happy, one sad. The win for Orlando tonight, 28-17.
People are saying Twix is a snack.
because it's chocolate with a crunch.
Loving baked in the oven, cookie too.
It's the chocolate.
Caramel.
It's the cookie.
More than just a cookie.
Caramel.
Ooh, and rich milk chocolate too. More than just a candy.
Twix Cookie Bars, the chocolate candy with a cookie crunch.
You want to know the toughest coffee critic in the world? Me. Now, I never studied at the Cordon Bleu, but I know exactly what I like. Nescafe Classic. And if you don't agree, that's okay. Nescafe has 4 coffees. One of them's bound to taste your way. Bold Brava, my own rich classic. Smooth Silka, natural decaf. Each one custom blended, each one visibly different. Isn't that nice? Coffee no one has to agree on. Which one's made to taste your way? Nescafe.
Fly the friendly skies of United, serving more of the nation's top 100 business centers than anyone.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Don't drink and drive. A public service message from ESPN.